1051.
JMV, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club, and we have a special guest with us today. I don't know if he's here under his actor name or rapper name today.
Whatever you want.
All right, well, Childish Gambino.
Yeah, okay.
He chose it for you.
Did you really bang Lena Dunham, man?
No, in real life, no, just on the show.
Just on the show?
Yeah, we filmed like 4 sex scenes for that show.
I thought that was ill because everybody gave her flack the first season for not having enough black people on the show, and then first scene of the second season, bang, you bang blowing her back out.
Like in the first scene, yeah. I thought that was kind of cool too.
Mm-hmm.
Did you watch the show before you went on it and knew about it, or did you say, "Let me catch up"?
No, we've known about her for a long time. She's like a young writer. Everybody kind of knew about. Like I always kind of watched that, and it's about New York. And I kind of like went to school here, and I was here for like 7 years. So I was like, this is a show like about kind of like how I was living when I was here.
Are you gonna be on season 3? Because I thought you were gonna have a recurring role on season 2, but you didn't really.
I couldn't because the show I was on before, like NBC wouldn't let me do it. They only let me do 2 episodes. I was supposed to be on 4.
Gotcha.
But like they only let me do 2. Yeah, kind of.
But now you're kind of backing away from that show to concentrate on your career as a.
Nah, it wasn't really that. I think a lot of people wanted to be like, oh, he's leaving to be a rapper, which I think is dumb.
Stupid.
Like I think that's the stupidest thing you could probably ever do. It's like, hey, really.
Because you got a good acting career, like
not even just like, oh, this is acting. Like it's like, oh, I want to go acting, or like this is like, I just don't want to be labeled. I also don't like I don't like working for other people. Like I don't like the shows like Lena Dunham. She works for her.
Right.
She writes that
thing.
show. That's her thing. I don't think there's a lot of people in my position who, like they gave me a show. Like they wouldn't give a rapper a show. They wouldn't give ASAP a show. They wouldn't I don't want to be a rapper. I think the rap like when Kanye talks about like the glass ceiling being there of like I can't do anything because they see me as a rapper. Like that's my superpower is that people don't see me as a rapper.
Kanye was supposed to have a show on HBO.
Who?
Kanye, remember? He was supposed to have a show on HBO.
But did it happen?
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
It didn't happen.
What was this show gonna be about?
They had the first episode filmed and everything. It was
Really? I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
I had some buddies on there, yeah.
So how do you explain guys like Jay-Z and Diddy? I mean, Diddy just opened up a new network.
Right.
I mean, how do you explain those guys? They shattered the glass ceiling.
I never really saw him as a rapper. Also, those guys force people to see them other ways, like whether it be like people are legit scared of them, or like they just made wise business moves. I don't think Kanye's like that. Kanye's just like a creative. Like he's never gonna like Diddy. I feel like I met him last night. He's like I look up to him because like he makes sure people remember certain things and he makes sure things happen. But yeah, like those guys, I feel like as an artist, as a creative, there's not a lot of people who can do exactly what they want to do in my position, especially as a black male. Like I don't want to. I know like a lot of people, I can't do what I want to do exactly right now, but like I'm in a position where I can start to build those blocks, I think. But being a rapper isn't part of it.
Well, even though we are black males, I'm reading a great book right now, by the way, Mark Echo. It's called Unlabel. Yeah. And that's what he talks about, not having people label you and put you in those boxes. Even though you are a black male, can't you just say to yourself, I'm just a human being, or a spiritual being? I
say that to myself all the time. I definitely see myself that way, but like it really isn't about about how I see myself. I mean, like I know I'm very centered about that kind of thing, but like I live in the world,
right?
Like,
and automatically people are gonna look at you and
look at me different. Like I'm
judge.
not anybody who's just being like I am who I am and that's all that matters. Is like, man, then you can't be progressing.
Can't leave the house.
Yeah,
but then who are you really though? Because you could be a multitude of things to different people. Everybody can look at you and see something different.
Like when I first met you, you were Donald Glover, the writer. Right. That was a long time ago. Like this guy is a great screenwriter and he does this and he does that. And then I saw you as an actor, and then I saw you as a rapper after that.
Right. I mean, like when people, it's funny because like I feel like. I remember I was reading this study where they were talking about Will Smith, like in other countries, like that's why they put him on the front of posters, because like people don't see him as a black.
As black, yeah, exactly.
They don't see him as a, like otherwise they put him back and this isn't about. I don't want this to become like a race talk. I don't like that. Like it's not about that. Like I think that's really.
Those
whack.
are just more labels.
Yeah, it's just like more labels. Yeah. So like it's not a race talk. It's not about black or anything. I just want to do what I want to do. I want to be honest and like not stop.
It seems like you've been doing this so far.
Yeah,
pretty much doing what you want to do.
You've been pretty successful
at successful doing it.
It's been okay. Like it's been all right. I feel like it's time to move on a little bit. Like I feel like even with the rap stuff, like I haven't really been like fully accepted as like as an artist, like, and that's cool. Like,
not to the masses, but you have a core following.
No, but you know what? Every time you have a show here, it sells out.
Yeah, you have a core following that I think
dope.
they love.
Like, I love
everywhere
my
you go.
fans.
Now, I'm gonna be honest,
I've
I've never had nobody tell me Childish Gambino is their favorite rapper.
Yeah, I mean,
I've never had that,
see, and here's the thing: like, there are kids like that, but they're not like, oh.
No, but I
know
think
the
they
guys
are.
who listen to you and love Charlamagne, like,
Gotcha.
because you say real stuff, and like, but those kids aren't like hip hop or like those kids feel. A lot of the kids who come to my concerts, they come to me and be like, "This is the first concert I've ever been to." Like, they're too scared. Like, they feel like they're not cool enough. Or
But you know, when we used to do the MTV show, Childish Gambino was a huge thing that people used to always request all the time. They wanted to see, they wanted to learn more about. So you had those core fans, and I think that's better than any other fans anyway, because fans are fickle. When you have that core base, you can do pretty much anything you want. You know what I mean? And I look at through Macklemore, through a lot of these artists.
I don't want to be niche. I think that's so lame. Like, there's so many artists who come out now who are just like, they're like, this is my audience, and I'm just gonna make stuff for them, and that's it. And they'll give it back. They give me money, and I'm like, cool, and that's it. They go back and forth. I'm like, nah, that's not a conversation. I want to be way bigger than that. Like, I love Prince, but Michael Jackson's always going to be better to me because he had a bigger impact on the world.
Right.
I'm not here to just be like, oh yeah, here's some nerd stuff for nerds. Like, I'm like, or just, and I hate that label too. Like, I don't like that. I want to be as big as I possibly can
Prince
be.
is pretty broad. I don't think Prince was doing things for a niche audience.
No, he was huge, obviously.
He's
Like,
saying
Purple
Michael
Rain
Jackson
is
had a
like-
bigger
I
impact.
think he does, though. I think Prince does stuff for his fans, and I don't think he cares to go outside of the box. He does. Hey, this is Prince. This is what I do. Like me or love it.
I think he was just making music.
I think it's a dance. It's always a dance. I'm like, my art, my core fan base is actually in just as much control of my art as they are.
Gotcha.
I mean, as I am. Like, I don't think like I don't sit there and be like, well, forget what everybody thinks, because I'm like, no, the world exists.
Right.
You gotta make stuff for everybody.
I just
Like,
listened to your new song that you put out a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
And you produced that yourself, right? And
with Stephen Ponson. Louis
okay.
Ponson, yeah, with some
And you're
people.
singing and rapping.
Yeah.
Now, a little part of it reminded me of Big Sean a little bit.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know why when I first heard
Probably
it.
my voice is kind of a
Is that
little
an
high,
insult?
but like that. Is that insult to me? Nah, he's a good rapper.
I like the
he's
song though. I like it.
No, that song is it's cool. I see a lot of comments of people being like, it's about a girl or something. Like, nah,
Yeah,
it's
what
like
is it?
it's a supplemental song. It's like it's whatever you need to be. It can be like God or money or like whatever. It's just it's kind of an existential rap song. I don't know if that existed before, but it's just about, I don't know. I feel really lost. I don't know.
And
like,
now let's talk about that, because I saw those Instagrams that you put up and people were very concerned. They're like, oh my God. And interestingly enough, right, they had put it on like a suicide hotline website or whatever. Like, if you're lost, I swear to you.
Yo, for real?
Yeah. It's like, if you need help, call this hotline.
Was
And
it
then
that
they
bad?
posted
What was
your
going on?
Instagram. I didn't look at it like that. I didn't say
Man.
he's trying to kill himself. I just looked at it like, you're being honest. A lot of people have felt like this
You
at
need
some
help?
point.
You want to talk, Donald?
No, man. Here's the thing. Like, I found it crazy that people thought that was like suicide. I mean, like, suicidal. First of all, suicidal is kind of dumb to me. Like, the idea is like, if I want to kill myself, I will. It's not hard to die. I could do it like right now. But like, number two.
Jesus Christ.
Damn.
No, but that's real. Like, you gotta be honest. Like, why is everybody pretending like everything's okay? Everything's not okay. Like, we are more connected than we've ever been. But I feel more alone than I've ever been. Like, everybody stunts on Instagram. Everybody stunts all the time. Nobody shows like their buddy's funeral.
Nobody
like,
wants to feel vulnerable.
Nobody
and
wants
show-
to be vulnerable. People thought I was crazy because I was honest. That was it. That
like,
was
you're
all I
scared to
did.
let people down.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have like wife and kids, but I got mom and dad. Like, they don't work anymore. Like, like they need money. My sister, my brothers. Like, I got 6 brothers and sisters. Like, I got a whole group of people, like,
tribe.
family
And
like
they all
that.
probably think you're rich.
I mean, yeah. I mean, like, that's the thing. It's like, and I'm making money, but like, but that's also the thing. Is like, this is the first time I was like, I could keep doing the show and I could keep doing music and making money by giving fans exactly what they want, or I could be better.
Right.
And I'm just kind of scared of that. But like, that's the thing. I'm not. I think everybody's kind of going through this, but I just have the loudest voice right now to do it. I guess like I just said that stuff and people heard it.
I
People
agree
don't
with
want to
you.
put stuff on Instagram that's like too deep. I also feel like, or too unhappy. Everybody wants
because
to
you know
put
why?
it up
Because if
like,
you're suicidal and you post your true thoughts on Facebook or Twitter, people are like, yeah, kill yourself.
Yeah. People like that's a
Then
place
just kill
where
yourself.
you're vulnerable.
And
People are
Charlamagne would be
afraid of
number
it.
one with that
No,
one.
I wouldn't do that. No,
No,
Yes, you would.
Charlamagne's. And here's why I like you a lot, because you're honest. You're honest unless it messes up your money, like really, like and like I really respect. No, I respect.
You gotta know how to play the game.
You gotta know how to play the game.
Yeah.
Like you say what's on your mind, and like I'm like I'm not worried about what people think anymore. I mean, like it affects me. I'm like definitely self-conscious. I'm probably the most self-conscious person I know. Definitely the most self-conscious, like, quote, rapper, even though I'm not a rapper. But I'm just gonna be honest from now on. I'm tired of it.
You know what's making people feel so lonely? Like, I like what you said about how we're more connected than ever, but everybody's lonely. I think social media is creating a generation of awkward kids because they don't know how to look somebody in the eye and have a conversation.
They don't have to. Like, they don't have to say, like, Louis C.K. said some real stuff that I really like. He's like, you used to be like a bully would have to say something to you, and he had to take in, like, the look on your face, too, a little bit. Even if he was still gonna mess with you. You don't have that anymore. Like, somebody can call me the worst thing, say like, I'm glad your parents are dead, I'm glad, like, and they don't have to see the after effects. They're just like, that felt good. Like, and then like they're like, oh god, I can say whatever, the worst stuff in the world. And I'm not, and here's the thing, like, I'm not, and this is gonna sound wrong, but I'm not anti-bully, because bullies are the world. Like, they never go away.
America's
like,
the biggest bully in the world.
In the world, like they're not gonna go away. So like, you got to figure out your way to handle that.
You know what? And I respect what you said, because you know, I have a couple of young kids, and I think the bullying thing really messed up the school system, where if a kid gets into an argument now, they report it. And kids can't handle their own problems. So the first thing they're doing is they're going home and crying, and it makes them softer and it makes them weaker. You know what I mean? When I was a kid, I mean, I went to a school where, you know, I was 5'2", had braces and glasses. You know, you had to fight. You know what I mean? I had braces on. I wasn't going to sit there. My pops wasn't going to be like, you know what, I'm going to drive you to school every day. No.
But
I'm not
also,
gonna
what
cry.
happens
My
when-
pops was like, to get on that bus and take that bus.
But what happens when you get out of school too? Like, people forget that. Like, I always hated it when, like, people would, like, I would get in fights or something, and then be like, tell the teacher. It's like, you tell the teacher, she says, don't do that anymore, and then as soon as you get on that bus, that kid is like,
now you told the teacher on me after I beat you up, now I gotta beat you up again.
Teacher, like, it never goes away.
Right.
Like, it's just like, so why are we pretending like it's like, oh, stopping people? Like, no, we gotta move forward.
But did you bully Lupe on Twitter?
You said you wanted to slap. You said you was gonna slap Lupe.
Man, he came at me he kind of sneak dissed me. He sneak dissed me. Like, honestly, like, and here's the thing, like, I'm a Lupe fan, like, to an extent. Like, like, I like this, like, you know, food and liquor. Like, I like all that stuff. But like, he kind of sneak dissed me. He's like, oh, I don't really mess with, you know.
You asked to work with him.
Yeah.
And he said, I don't work with black people.
He's like, I don't work with black people. I work with N-words. Like, I have to say that, right?
I'm opposite. I don't work with.
We can say.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, sweet. So, like, so he was like, I don't work with. And like, I got what he was saying. I understood, but at the same time, it was a sneak diss. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna just come at you with what Chief Keef said to you like a month ago. And when he said that, you were like, oh, I ain't gotta be like that, brother.
You said to him, Lupe is a whole ass, and when I see him, I'm gonna smack him like the little bitch he is.
Now,
damn.
I would like to take like credit for that, but Chief Keef said that an hour. I guess 2 months before.
I would like to take credit for that.
It was a copy and paste.
I can't. It was a copy and paste.
Hey, I just want to give you a word of advice. Never quote Chief Keef. That can never end well.
It never ends. No. This is ending pretty great. I'm on the Breakfast Club, man.
I think it's because of your writing on 30 Rock.
No, that kind of stuff. That's what I mean.
Now, if you see Lupe, will you smack the ish out of him?
No.
Nah, man.
No.
Come on, man. We the biggest.
Stop trying to start.
I'm just asking the question. He wrote it. I'm just asking.
Like, I don't think he's smart too, man. He doesn't want to fight. Like, he doesn't want to. Like,
I don't know. He might try you just because you feel, oh, that's Donald Glover. How dare he?
Man,
let me let him know I'm still from Chicago.
I mean, yeah, I guess, but that would just be such a waste. Like, that would be a waste of time and money for him. Like, he's like, okay, so maybe you get sued, maybe get some attention, but like, that's like, I don't think anybody thinks like that anymore. I think people still think like rappers are like, yo, and that's the thing. I've gone to events and it's still like that in some cases, but most of these people are like, I don't want to die. I'm trying to make this money.
Have you been
like,
on World Star lately?
Yeah, I have been, but a lot of those people don't have.
You got to give people the credit they deserve for being stupid.
I got a song on the album called World Star, man. Like,
Really?
all about it. Yeah, World Star is one of my favorite sites, man.
Oh my god.
Isn't that the name of your album? Because of the internet?
Yeah, because the internet.
Because the internet what?
Because the internet, I'm here. The only reason I got here was because of the internet. Like, because the internet, like, kids know who you are. People
That's
like,
definitely true.
It's
Absolutely.
everything. Like, internet is everything.
It's the world.
It's the world now. You know?
Where did your name Childish Gambino come from? Because when I first heard it, I was like, is this like an immature drug dealer, or like immature mob boss? Like,
yeah, pretty much. It came from a Wu-Tang name generator. I put it in there. I did not think it would stick around. I probably would change it if
Wu-Tang name
if it hadn't
generator.
gotten big, but, like,
Wu-Tang name generator.
You put it online. It's a Wu-Tang name generator.
yeah, that came from the whole Only Built for Cuban Links era when everybody was like, it was like Johnny Blaze and Lou
Gambino,
Diamonds.
That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, like there's the record store kind of thing. You can put your name in and it'll pop out a fake name. And it popped up, and me and my friends were just kind of rapping. I was like, oh, I kind of like that name, and it just stuck.
Don't you think
like,
people see that name and put you in a box? They're like, oh, he must be one of those mafia rapping type of guys.
I don't know. I think that as soon as they
Sarcastic
see me, they're like, oh, it's not that. Like
Sarcastic.
you got the camera.
I just did it
yeah,
myself. I'm sarcastic warrior. Put in Charlamagne the God.
You did your sarcastic warrior.
Sarcastic warrior.
Oh,
Is
Yeah.
it castrated warrior? That's
No,
your name?
sarcastic warrior.
Oh, that
That's
kind of
whack.
fits. You don't think
Pesty
that fits?
wizard. Charlamagne the God. Pesty
Now
wizard.
that fits.
Let me do
I'm
Angela
running
Yee.
Like
with
a
that.
little wizard.
Pesty wizard.
Angela
Pesty
Yee.
wizard.
That's what's up.
Now you got a single called
Erratic conqueror.
Now that's dope.
All right.
you got a single called 3005.
Yeah, I
You
got.
think we're gonna make it today?
I'm gonna make it to 3005. No, that's the point.
Let's
No,
hope not.
none of us are.
Yeah.
There's no one. Are
Unless
people
you're a
gonna, is
vampire.
anybody gonna remember anybody in this room in 3005?
No, we'll all be dead. So
Yeah.
But like, do you
Be
think
dead.
people will care?
No.
maybe our great
Yeah.
grandkids.
So that's the question.
They might like that Ray J interview we did back later. Do that.
What if you make a song called 3005? It'll be around at that time, and they can reference
You
it.
can
And they
party
can
like it's
reference it.
3005.
That's half of the reason why I did it. Like, because like I knew like when Prince put out like 1999.
Yeah.
Remember when 1999
Yes.
happened?
We were like,
Everybody was
wow.
like, "That's sad." I was like, "Man, it'd be cool to be like infamous in 2005 and be like this guy talked about." But I don't think it'll make it that far, honestly.
All right, and you were saying that, so the album is coming out December 10th.
Yes.
And at first the label was not trying to put it out at that time, but somehow
Nah.
you managed to make it happen.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta thank the fans. The fans made sure that happened. Also, no, a little bit. Rick Ross coming out at the same time helped.
Yeah, he's
Rick
coming out
Ross
the
has an album-
17th.
Yeah, his coming out in December. People said don't put out an album out in December. No one does that.
Yeah, they say
Yeah,
that's
all the
only
big
for like
artists, fourth quarter.
Mariah
Yeah, usually
Carey.
fourth quarter.
Yeah,
yeah.
but for big artists, but also Christmas records. Like,
Yeah.
it's just a weird time. But I think that's the best time because kids have all the Christmas money.
Right.
They're
Go
home
out
from
to the
school.
store.
They want to listen to something different. Also, I feel like this album is not a rap album. It's not a. It's just a out. It's like a good album. There's the screenplay that comes with it. But like, I feel like in order to enjoy it, you kind of have to be like in a place where somebody's like, that's whack, or like that. Like, I don't want like a comment section on
Right.
my album. You know.
What's up with your stand-up career, man?
I do it sometimes. I don't know. It's not. It doesn't excite
You mean
me. that
sometimes
much.
you had a Comedy Central stand-up special?
Sometimes,
See, that's why
yeah.
I know comedians get mad at you because they're like, I've been doing this forever, and I've never had a stand-up special on Comedy
I
Central.
know.
You do it sometimes, and you
When
get a
I
stand-up
feel
special.
like
man.
it.
I know it's not fair. It's not fair.
It's not
like,
fair at
I
all.
totally see why somebody
Oh, man.
like a guy who's been working his ass off his entire life is like, hey, I can't. Like, that sucks. I get it, but yeah, it doesn't really feed me right now. I mean, I like talking to people a lot. Like because Dave Chappelle doesn't really do stand up. Every time I've seen him lately, he just talks to people, and it's just real stuff. It's just real stuff. He'll just be like, yeah, I want to talk about people. Ask him about stuff. He's like, what'd you think of Django? He's like, racism's never been so funny.
Well, that's
Like,
why
kinda
that's
like-
why he's getting booed. I'm not paying to come see
Got
Dave
booed
Chappelle
at-
have a
No, he
lecture.
got booed that one time. My friend said she went to go see him and everything was.
And he was funny?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's on tour now, right?
Yeah,
he's on
Just
tour.
like, yeah, I want to see
That's
what
just what
it's
you
on.
happen to see because of the internet. That's
yeah.
what they want to put out.
That's what you wanted to see.
So what do you like the most? Acting, writing, rapping, stand-up, or you just want to do everything?
I don't look at it as everything. I just want to make stuff. I don't see my album as an album. Like, I really don't. Like, it comes with a bunch of stuff. I want to make experiences. Because, like, anybody, like, an album, you can just rip it. Like, it's there's like 11 good songs. Like, this is good. I'll rip it, listen to it, and not care about it a week later.
Right.
Like, I was like, and I was talking about this yesterday, but, like, there was so much hype about Drake's album, and everybody was really excited. And Drake's album, and I listened to it, and I was like, this is a good album. But it felt like it felt like it was here and then gone because people were just like, oh, I listened to it. I did the thing I was supposed to do, and now I'm done. Like, and like, things don't live on. Like, remember when the Love Below came out?
Right.
People were hating on it. People were like, I don't get this. And then Hey Ya came out, and then So Something. They're like, you know what? This is kind of dope.
Let me go back.
Let me go back and listen
rethink.
to it, and now it's considered like one of the best albums. Not even rap album, just one of the
People
best
don't even
albums.
go back nowadays, though. But you
They
can't
don't.
move at the media's pace. You can't do that. It's a new trending topic every hour.
Right,
You
but
gotta
I'm
move at your
trying to
pace.
slow it down. People aren't thinking. That's the problem with. I have no problem with things going fast, but people are just like reacting,
Yeah.
and that's not how you live. Like, I think that's just I
Like
don't
me, I refuse to listen to leaks. when the album leaks. I will listen when the artist intended it for it to come out. And when I like it, I live with it. If something else comes out the next week, I'm not rushing to that. I'm gonna stay on what I'm on. Like I'm still on Pusha T right now.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's the thing. Most kids don't do that.
And I downloaded Katy Perry this morning. I'm not gonna listen to that probably till Friday.
Because you have a respect for music that's different. Like a lot of people don't, and that's why I don't want to make albums because there's not in a I keep wanting to say, but like not in a bad way. There's just that the way music is advertisement now. Yeah. People don't understand that music is advertisement for a brand.
Right.
Like it is. I am not buying the Katy Perry album. I just like the Katy Perry brand. I'm not buying the Drake album. I like the Drake brand.
I like YMCMB.
I'm
right.
like exactly. I'm buying into that brand. So people trying to make you be like, no, live with this. Like, no, you got to build a bigger world. I'm not gonna make an album. I'm gonna make like an album. I'm gonna make the rollout dope. I'm gonna make the movie with it dope. I'm gonna make everything dope. I'm gonna make a world. Because the thing is, like, album, it doesn't mean anything. Music doesn't mean. It means as much as you put into it, and we don't have time to put anything into it. So, like, I don't see the point of making albums.
So why do you call yourself the son of Kanye, man?
Because I am. Like,
I didn't know Northwest had a brother.
I can go where Kanye can't. Like Kanye talks about the glass wall, and he's right, man. It sucks. He's a genius to me. I think he can do amazing things for humans, and they won't let him.
Like what? See, I don't agree.
Hold on. Like what? Like what?
What I think, he's like, I understand product. Like he's like, I understand product. I understand cups. I understand people. Like, and I believe that. Like with those shades that came out. I don't know why I thought they were hot, but they were hot, and everybody had them, and like everybody was wearing them, and it felt cool. And he's like, he knows how to make people feel like this is cool. I'm gonna push. And the thing is, like those leather jogging pants he was talking about. It's like, yeah, everybody wears those.
I got 2 of them.
Yeah, it's like everybody. But he told people they're hot, and like, nah, because he's a rapper. People, and he's not though. He's like, he had to fight really hard for people to even get him to see him as a rapper. Now he is one, and they won't let him do anything he wants. I feel like
he has a platform. I feel like he already has a platform to be able to do things that he doesn't need to get accepted by, you know, what Mark Echo said, the gatekeepers.
Yeah, you don't need a cosign. Like, Martin Luther King Jr. didn't need a cosign to be great and change the world.
But his cosign was like us.
The people,
like,
exactly. The consumer.
People. So is Kanye's, though. Kanye's cosigners is us as well.
You don't need the gatekeepers.
No. His cosign at the beginning was Jay-Z and Rockefeller. I feel like
at first he wanted to be accepted by Jay. That was his first cosigner.
But to keep it real, he had to do, do the wire and all that by himself to prove himself. It's not like they were going to put him out. He had to spend his own money to do his own video.
Also
to get his own recognition.
The last big dude in like even hip hop, or just like even I'd say hip hop. I'm just keep it at hip hop, or just like rap, who did it with no cosign whatsoever. Like Kendrick, Drake.
Kendrick was a cosign with Dre.
Like to me, though, the gatekeepers come along once
after,
and they co-sign.
They help.
Yeah, Kendrick had quite a following before.
Yeah,
Kendrick had a huge following.
And then Dr. Dre mentioned him on the radio, and everybody wanted to sign him. That's what happened.
Right. I mean, but like that's the thing. I'm not saying he wasn't great. He was obviously like you can listen. I think he's the best rapper right now, honestly. But like you need somebody who's bigger to be like, this is I'm allowing him. I don't think anybody in fashion is allowing Kanye to do that. I don't think anybody's being like, this is good, let him do what he wants. Like I feel even Dre with like Eminem was like, he's cool, you guys, let him do.
Yeah, Dre did it with Eminem, but you look at Macklemore, nobody co-signed him.
Nobody.
No one.
Mac Miller's independent.
Mac Miller, I feel like kind of like, first of all, he was getting played a lot before, and then he started hanging out with OF guys. And like and the album was different and weird, and now people are like, you know what?
ASAP Rocky's a movement of the people. Even New York, the DJs don't even accept him. They're like, oh, he don't sound like he's from New York. That's a movement of the people.
That is a movement of the people. I don't know how. I'm talking about like huge. Like I feel like ASAP is like big, but he's not like.
But he's only had one album out.
He's only had one album. He has time.
He could get huge.
But I think Macklemore.
I do think that
nobody. Macklemore came out with nobody, and I mean he came up here a couple times and we was like, you're never gonna make radio.
That's the thing. Like Macklemore has a movement behind him. He's the only person I see doing gay speeches, gay rights speeches. I see
and
gay
not
people
gay.
who are like, and not gay. Like he made it okay. We went to Vancouver. This dude is giving a gay rights speech to white males, and they're all like, yep. Like they're all like nodding their head. I was like, that's crazy. Ellen's not doing that. Like,
and he's not gay.
But she gave him the cosign.
She gave him the cosign.
She was like, come on my show, do that song. And then like, cause she knows she can't do that.
Why can't she though?
Because she got there doing something different. Like that's the thing. Like she's gay and everybody knows that. and everybody knows that now. But she kind of like slid into it, and everybody was like kind of like, okay, like this is okay. And she's never been like, this is her being gay wasn't part of really her brand. It was just like something like, yeah, and I'm gay. And like it wasn't part of her brand. She just did it.
Yeah, like when she got to where she got to, then it was okay for her to say, by the way.
Right, by the way, this is.
That's
I mean,
true.
like that was part of it. I definitely like she had a core base of gay fans because she came out on the show.
Yeah.
She had the sitcom, but she made it okay for like she's like, yeah, and here I'm gonna spread this Macklemore, and Macklemore is now like that's me with Kanye. Like Kanye like is like I can't go any further. Like they're giving me a show straight up. Like FX is just like, here, do what you want, and I'm gonna make it as weird and as cool and as dope. Something that I don't think like
It's gonna be like sci-fi.
no, I just want it to be like I want it to be just dope. Like I want it to be like one of my favorite shows. I'm trying to think like I really like Louis. I really like Girls. I really like The Wire.
Did you
like
see
I
Orange
like
is the
that
New
stuff.
Black?
I haven't seen that
That was
yet.
dope.
Everybody talks about it's dope.
Ew.
Yeah.
So what's next out
How
there?
did NBC allow you to do your own show on FX, but they wouldn't really let you do Girls?
They let me go. I told
they let
them.
you- Oh, so okay.
I
but
asked
you
them
are
to leave.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, I don't want any. They were like, yo, we can give you more money. I was like,
So your contract was up. Your contract was up.
No,
And they let you go. Because you're
that's
the
never
star of
happened.
the show.
That's never happened. My lawyer was like,
Why would
that
you want to
never
leave
happens.
NBC?
My heart wasn't in it.
Okay, I can understand.
Like I couldn't do
I
it
can understand
anymore,
that.
man. Like it's just like my heart wasn't in it. I was just
You can
like,
tell
that's
he has
somebody
no
else's
kids, no
baby.
real responsibilities.
Exactly. I
Because
don't
you can't
have
say I
anything.
can't say my heart isn't into it. You know, my heart is in everything.
Well, that was very nice of them to let you go.
Absolutely, they
That's
didn't have to do
shocking.
that.
Right.
Yeah, because you
But
could have
I-
did the Nick Cannon. Like I was talking to Nick the other day. Nick's on like 5 different networks. Like Nick's got stuff at NBC. He's got stuff at MTV2. He's got stuff at VH1. Like he can just like, how do you do that? He's like, I don't sign any exclusivity.
Yeah. And like, but the thing is, like, they make you do that.
Yeah, when he
straight up.
first got on,
When
he
I
had-
first got
yeah.
on, I remember the conversation was like, we can give you a little bit of money, but you can do whatever you want, or we can give you a bunch of money and you can, and we'll have you for 6 years. And I remember being like, I'll take the little bit of money. And they came back with, no, you can't take that. It's either this or you're not. There's other people who want to take your spot. And like that's
It's
the thing,
like TLC with Pebbles.
yeah, they were like, and I was like, well, and that was what was given to me, so I took that, and it worked out. That's the thing. I'm not mad about what I did. Like I'm glad it got me here, but my heart's like I got to do other stuff, man.
That's your catchphrase today. Here's the thing. That's the thing.
Here's the thing. This is true.
Well, we appreciate you joining us today.
Yeah,
Nah,
great
man.
conversation, man.
Absolutely. The album is out December. When is the album
10th.
coming out? December
December
10th.
10th,
Well,
yeah.
Ross's album is December 17th, so your album's December 10th.
Yeah.
So it's some
Because
good
the
music coming
internet.
around.
Because the internet.
Because of the internet. We appreciate you joining us.
No,
Now,
thanks
what's
for having me.
what's next with fashion since you're Kanye's son? What's next that we should be looking for since Kanye can't break through? Maybe
Right
you
now
can.
he's got on
I'm-
dirty
Corduroy-
kids and
corduroy jogging
Oh,
pants.
dude, I am not.
A
in
shearling
the fashion.
jacket. Is that
I
what's
am not
next?
in the fashion.
No.
But look at me, man. I am not a fashion icon. I'm not gonna be doing.
You have on
anything for
shades of
fashion.
Shirling today.
Man, yeah.
Shades of Shirley.
It really is.
50 Shades of Shirley.
That's exactly the same brown color.
It's the Breakfast Club. It's Childish Gambino.
Real people, real celebrities, real talk.
Join the Breakfast Club. Weekday morning, 6 to 10.
That's my superpower, is that people don't
What
see
did
me
I
as
do?
a
Kanye
rapper.
was supposed to have a show on HBO.
Who?
Kanye, remember? He was
Yeah.
supposed to have a show on HBO.
But
Really?
did it happen?
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
It didn't
What
happen.
was this show gonna be about?
They had the first episode filmed and everything. It was
Really?
online.
I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
I didn't know
I
that.
had some buddies on there. Yeah.
So how do you explain guys like Jay-Z and Diddy? Then? I mean, Diddy just opened up a new network.
Right.
I mean, how do you explain those guys? They
Right.
shattered the glass ceiling.
I never really saw him as a rapper. Also, those guys force people to see them other ways, like whether it be like people are legit scared of them,
Yeah.
or like they just made wise business moves. I don't think Kanye's like that. Kanye's just like a creative. Like he's never gonna like Diddy. I feel like I met him last night. He's like I look up to him because like he makes sure people remember certain things and he makes sure things happen. But yeah, like those guys, I feel like as an artist, as a creative, there's not a lot of people who can do exactly what they want to do in my
Absolutely.
position, especially as a black male. Like I don't want to. I know like a lot of people, I can't do what I want to do exactly right now, but like I'm in a position where I can start to build those blocks, I think. But being a rapper isn't part of it.
Well, even though we are black males, I'm reading a great book right now, by the way. Mark Echo. It's called Unlabel.
Yeah.
And that's what he talks about, not having people label you and put you in those boxes. Even though you are a black male, can't you just say to
Catch up.
We've known about her for a long time. She's like a young writer everybody kind of knew about. Like I always kind of watched that, and it's about New York. And I kind of like went to school here, and I was here for like 7 years. So I was like, this is a show like about kind of like how I was living when I was here.
Oh, you gonna be on season 3? Because I thought you were gonna have a recurring role on season 2, but you didn't really.
I couldn't because the show I was on before, like NBC wouldn't let me do it. They only let me do 2 episodes. I was supposed to be on 4.
Gotcha.
But like they only let me do 2. Yeah.
But now you're kind of backing away from that show to concentrate on your career as a...
Nah, it wasn't really that. I think a lot of people wanted to be like, oh, he's leaving to be a rapper, which I think is...
Power 105.1.
DJ MV, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club, and we have a special guest with us today. I don't know if he's here under his actor name or rapper name today.
Whatever you want.
All right, well, Childish Gambino.
Yeah, okay.
He chose it for you.
Did you really bang Lena Dunham, man?
No, in real life, no, just on the show.
Just on the show?
Yeah, we filmed like 4 sex scenes for that show.
I thought that was ill because everybody gave her flack the first season for not having enough black people on the show, and then first scene of the second season, bang, you bang blowing her back out.
Like in the first scene, yeah. I thought that was kind of cool too.
Mm-hmm.
Did you watch the show before you went on it and knew about it, or did you say, let me...
Dumb.
Stupid.
Like I think that's the stupidest thing you could probably ever do. It's like, hey, really.
Because you got a good acting career. Like
Not even just like, oh, this is acting. Like it's like, oh, I want to go acting or like this. It's like, I just don't want to be labeled. I also don't like I don't like working for other people. Like I don't like the shows like Lena Dunham. She works for her.
Right.
She writes that
thing.
show. That's her thing. I don't think there's a lot of people in my position who, like they gave me a show. Like they wouldn't give a rapper a show. They wouldn't give ASAP a show. They wouldn't I don't want to be a rapper. I think the rap like when Kanye talks about like the glass ceiling being there of like I can't do anything because they see me as a rapper. Like that's my